Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Long time no see. I'm so excited to share this video today because that means I am super pregnant and we are very much getting ready for this baby to be born and to come home. So I am 36, I think in 3 days, pregnant with baby number 3. We don't know what we're having, so that's different this time around. If you're new, I have 2 little girls. They are currently almost 3 and a half and 1. And we are planning a hospital birth, which is also different this time around. My first was born in a birth center. I was planning on having a home birth, ended up being a transfer of care to hospital. And then with some health complications, blood clotting stuff this time around, I am with an OB giving birth in a hospital. So this is my first time ever legitimately packing a hospital bag. And I tried really hard to keep it as minimal as possible. I feel like I have everything I need and nothing that I don't. So as a third-time mom, I've been through 2 births. I kind of know what I need and know what I probably won't reach for. So if you want to see what I'm packing in my hospital bag, let's get started. Okay, so I'm gonna start with things that I am packing more so for labor, and then we'll kind of move into postpartum supplies, and then stuff that I'm packing for the baby. So first and foremost, I'm packing what I plan to wear during labor. So I actually purchased a hospital gown this time around. So obviously when you go to the hospital, they'll give you a gown. They're not the worst things in the world, but they're thin and they're kind of scratchy. They're not like super comfortable, but also the back is totally open. And if you are moving around in different labor positions, like your butt is just kind of exposed a lot of the time. And that's just not my jam. So I was like, I'm gonna buy a hospital gown. Last time I wasn't planning on being in the hospital, so I obviously wore the hospital gown and it was fine. But this time I just wanted to buy one for myself. So this is from Kindred Braverly. I just got it on Amazon, but it's so soft. It's like, that stretchy jersey cotton, very, very soft. But a couple things to note. So on the front here, there's these snaps that quickly you can just pop open for skin to skin. So you can just like literally open both sides. The whole thing flaps down. So your whole bare chest essentially would be exposed for skin to skin, which is awesome. And then on the back, down the whole back, there is Velcro. So I have no plans to get an epidural. I've gone unmedicated with my first 2 births, and that's my plan this time around as well. But if that is part of your birth plan, know that you can totally wear this. They have easy back access, and obviously it's short sleeves, so for IVs and all of that, it's very roomy. And it also has 2 little pockets, which are kind of fun. I plan to listen to like hypno tracks during labor, so that'll be really nice to just kind of pop my phone in there, especially if I'm moving around and won't have to hold it. So I'm excited about this. It had really good reviews. A lot of moms seem to love it. There's also one by Frida Baby, and I was between the 2. But this one comes in you can get like a small, medium, I think it's like small, medium, large, and then like a large, extra large size. And the Frida Baby just comes in one size fit all. And it's essentially like an extra large. And I have a smaller frame, and I just saw so many reviews saying, if you're on the smaller side, you're gonna be absolutely swimming in this, and it's gonna be like falling off your shoulders, and I just didn't want that. And I actually did try this on, and it's very comfy, very roomy, but it fits great, so that's good. And then under this, I plan to just wear literally like the softest bralette on planet Earth. This is from Anthropologie. I've had this for a while. It's literally the Anthro brand. And I have a size medium large. It's the softest. It doesn't like cut off your, under your boobs. It feels like butter on, and it's so comfortable, but it's also incredibly stretchy. So like literally the second the baby comes out, I can just like pull this down. You're not like bound by any kind of bra, but I don't want to go braless either. So I always like to wear a bralette in labor, and that is like my choice by far. Okay, so I'm not packing any slippers to bring that to the hospital. My due date is 4th of July, so it's gonna be hot summertime here. But I am bringing my favorite cloud slides, aka my grandma shoes. These are literally the most comfortable things on earth. Whether you're pregnant or not, you need a pair of these shoes. They are like the best shoes just to wear around your house. I even have a pair that's like strictly my outdoor pair that I wear like around the farm where it's just kind of gross. Anyway, so I am bringing these with me, and I'm also not packing any like warm socks because hospitals definitely can be cold. I don't have any socks that have the grippies on the bottom, and the hospital will give you socks, and I actually really like the hospital socks. So if I am cold, I can totally, these are huge, so I can just slip, you know, if I'm wearing socks, I can still wear these. So that will be kind of best of both worlds. So that's what I'm planning to wear on my feet if I want something on my feet. And I could also wear these in the shower as well. Okay, so something when you go to the hospital, you absolutely need to bring your own blanket and your own pillow. You will thank me later. I hastily packed these last time. Like I said, it was a transfer situation. I didn't think I was even gonna give birth. I kind of haphazardly packed a bag in the off chance we might have to stay. Ended up getting induced, whatever, that's a whole nother story. But I am so glad I brought my own blanket and my own pillow because I was just so much more comfortable. This is like a nice, just like cushy, warm blanket. I used it the entire time in labor, postpartum, this was like my ride or die. And then I brought my own pillow. The hospital blankets are so thin, they're like basically sheets, and the pillows are also flat and they're not very comfortable. And if you want to get comfortable for sleeping, or if you're gonna have an epidural and you're gonna be spending most of your time laying in that bed, you're gonna wanna be comfortable. So pack your own blanket. My pillow's on my bed right now, but I will bring that as well. This is more of a postpartum thing, but I also am packing my own towel. Same thing, the hospital towels are just thin, they're not the best, and right after you have a baby, you just wanna be so like cozy and comforted, and that first post-baby shower is so glorious. So I'm just, packing my own towel so I can use that after the shower. Okay, so other stuff for in labor. I will obviously have my phone with me and a pair of headphones, which I'm just gonna pack as we go because I will most likely be using them in early labor at home, so there's no reason to have them packed away in a bag right now. But I'm also packing a portable speaker as well. I've done hypno babies each time, and I do like to listen to the tracks. I haven't necessarily listened to them like all the way through with any of my births, but I like to have that available to listen to. They also just have like the background noise of all of the like hypnosis tracks. You can just have that playing, it's instrumental. So I don't know what I'm gonna be feeling. I don't know if I'm gonna wanna be like headphones in, plugged in my own world. If I'm gonna want like not that and to have music playing in the room, whether it's hypno tracks or actual music, I don't know. Just whatever I'm feeling. But I have a little, just got this on Amazon. It's just a little portable wireless speaker. Also bringing a portable fan. I, in both of my labors so far, have yet to use this, but so many women say that it saved their life, especially during like transition, if you get like really hot. So I've never had that experience, but every labor is different. So it's such an easy thing to pack. So I'm bringing that as well. Okay, so during labor, well, technically in the hospital, you're not even really supposed to eat, but even when I gave birth in a birth center, which they would have let me eat if I wanted to, I don't really like to eat during labor, but I may want something like with a little bit of substance to sip on. So at the hospital, they give you this like big, glorious plastic jug that you can fill with ice water. So you have tons of ice water, at the ready. But I'm also packing a separate little tumbler in case I want to make a like a Ningxia drink. This is from Young Living. We drink it every single day. It's essentially like a goji berry puree, and it's like a whole food antioxidant supplement drink. So I might just want this with ice water. I also packed, these are also Young Living. These are so good. They're called Vitality Drops. It flavors your water, like naturally. It doesn't have any nasty ingredients. It actually uses oils, but it has electrolytes in it. So this is another thing that's good to sip on during labor, kind of like a natural alternative to something like Gatorade. And I love the taste of these. So just kind of whatever I'm feeling. And I packed a bunch of Ningxia for both myself and Matt just to kind of keep us going. And then also just postpartum when the baby's out and we're chilling, it might be really nice to just kind of refuel. So don't know if I'll actually use that or not. It'll just kind of depend in the moment, but I have it packed ready to go in case I just need some kind of liquid fuel to carry me through. Okay, so speaking of oils, I also, of course, am packing a diffuser. This is just like a little case. So I've got a diffuser in here that we will set up in the room for while I'm in labor. And I do have a doula this time around that's also new, which I'm really excited about. So either her or Matt will set this up for me. But I love having a diffuser going during labor. I've done that each time so far. So I have that, and then I also packed a few oils, which I'll just quickly run through. So as far as labor goes, there's probably 3 oils. I haven't exactly decided what I will do yet. So Valor is an incredible oil for all things like fear and worry and feeling anxious. It's very calming. It's really good for any of those kinds of emotional states, which labor definitely can call for that. So I might just diffuse straight Valor. I also love the oil release. I love the way that it smells. It's one of the most beautiful smells, but it's also, you know, supposed to help you release any fear or negative emotions or anything like that. So also good for labor. I also just have good old lavender, so calming. I think I did lavender and release with my last birth, if I remember correctly. So we'll probably diffuse one or some kind of combination of those. And I'm not bringing a ton of oils because honestly during labor I'm so focused I don't really like reach for them like I thought I probably would. I also packed peppermint just in case some nausea hits and I just want to smell this from the bottle. I'll have that. And then a couple other oils. I did pack clary sage as well, which can be really helpful if labor has already started and for some reason it has stalled out. This can be helpful to kind of kick things back into motion. And then I also packed geranium, which is really good to put on your abdomen after the baby comes out, just to kind of help with all the bleeding that's going to be happening. And then I did also just pack for after baby's born and we're hanging out in our postpartum room. I just packed lemon and orange just to diffuse, just to make the room smell fresh, especially if it's the daytime. If not, I'll probably just diffuse some lavender if it's nighttime. But that's it. So not like a crazy, at least to me, that's not a crazy amount of oils. I've got my oils, got my diffuser, so we're ready to go as far as aromatherapy goes. Okay, also, long phone charger. I don't remember how long this is. It's like 5 feet, I think, because hospital outlets, you never know where they're going to be placed. And again, I'm planning on using my phone to time contractions. Probably not really when I get to the hospital. Honestly, that'll be more so beforehand. But if I'm listening, you know, with headphones to tracks, and if my phone is low on battery, I'll be able to plug this in and charge. Matt also might want that as well. Okay, and then this is kind of fun. I'm also packing 3 little, these are LED candles. So they look like flickering candles, but they're just electric. So I'm planning on having these in the room. My ideal would be a dark, very like calm room with the diffuser going and some soft like hypnosis music in the background and the candles going. That would be the ideal, but who knows? Birth can be a little unexpected. If anybody knows that, it's me. So I'm just bringing these if we have time to kind of set the ambiance. I would love to do that just to kind of help me to stay in the zone. But also I feel like it really helps setting the tone like that. If you are planning on having like a natural birth in the hospital, it kind of like alerts the staff, like this is a calm room and like we are trying to be like very zen in here. So that's kind of another reason why I wanted to bring something like this. I feel like I don't necessarily need the calm flickering candles to make me feel calm, but I think it's important to kind of set the tone for this birth that I'm planning on having, since it's not your standard like, you know, run-of-the-mill intervention hospital birth. Okay, so moving on to postpartum stuff. Once sweet little baby is here, so I will probably be kicking it in my hospital gown for a little while. I remember I kept that on for a decent amount of time after my daughter was born. So a couple things that I packed for afterwards. So first I got the Freedom Mom disposable postpartum underwear. I have heard amazing things about these. So if you've given birth in a hospital, you've definitely experienced like the hospital briefs, which I thought were super comfortable. I find them a lot more comfortable to wear that with like a big giant pad than actually like an adult diaper, which I did the first time around. Now that I've experienced both, I think that's a lot more, I just prefer the hospital briefs and pad situation. But I've heard so many moms swear that these are literally like the best thing ever. So we'll give them a whirl. I decided to buy them. And it's a pack of, I think, I don't know, 8. So they're like kind of like cottony, but apparently they are a lot more, like they hold you in a lot more than the hospital briefs, which are like saggy. But that's kind of why they're so comfortable. So we'll try these. So it comes with 8 of them, and apparently once you like rip the pad out to change it, it like rips the underwear. So they're kind of like a one-time, like whenever you're changing your pad, you have to change this, which seems a little bit like a design flaw, but because the hospital briefs don't do that. But I'll use these. I'll probably use the hospital briefs too. We'll just kind of see. But I was really curious to try these because I've just heard amazing things. Okay, so I also am just packing a pair of comfy PJs to lounge in. So like after I get that first shower, you know, depending on when that is, if we're not going home soon after, then I'll put this on. I also packed a nursing bra as well. I might just, again, stay in that little bralette, depending on if it gets like nasty or not. But I have this to change into if I want to. It's just a nursing bra that I already have that like clips down. It's just from Amazon. So if, you know, the shower is, like last time I didn't, by the time I got all my like IV catheters out and stuff, like I was able to shower, and then we were leaving pretty soon after that. So I just put my going home outfit on, if I remember correctly, which is nothing special. I just have a pair of leggings, a little tank top, and this is just a regular t-shirt. I'll probably still have a little bit of a belly, which is why I packed the tank top, so I'm not like belly out going home. And then I just have some products, obviously, as well. So Toiletries, so these are just, you know, my face wash and serum and, you know, face lotion, toothbrush, toothpaste, floss, all that kind of stuff, nothing exciting. I didn't pack makeup. I might change my mind. I doubt that I will honestly put makeup on. I might go to the hospital in makeup, just depending on the situation, depending on when I go into labor. If I decide to put makeup on before we go, it might happen, I don't know, just kind of depends. But I don't think that I will like put it on while we're there. I haven't ever done myself up after birth before going home, so I don't know, I might throw it in last minute. Okay, and then as far as products, other products go that I'm packing, I'm just packing, this is just plain old unscented lotion. This brand always has like non-toxic, like simple natural products. You can find them on Amazon, and I just love a like unscented, fragrance-free lotion so I can just slather it all over. I don't want to smell like anything. Hospitals are very dry, so it's nice to have on hand, but also like once the baby comes out, I still like to keep my belly like really lotioned up, and I'll still be using like oils and all that on it, but just I have lotion. Speaking of hospitals are dry, I'm packing an extra chapstick. I always have chapstick with me. I'll probably bring one with me when we like go to the hospital, but I also just have an extra one packed in my bag in case I lose it or something. I would be so sad if I was just sitting there with dry lips for the entire time I was in the hospital. I also just have a little Thieves hand sanitizer. I bring these pretty much anywhere with us if we need them. Okay, so this is Clariderm Spray. This is another Young Living like must for me. I actually use this leading up to birth as well. It's basically a spray. It's like the base is coconut oil, but then it is loaded with incredibly healing oils. So it's really great to help prep all the tissues down there because they're going to be really stretched out and, you know, experience a little bit of trauma with a human coming through there. And I've heard so many moms say that when they used this, like the births that they used this leading up, they didn't tear. I've never not used it. I've also never not torn. I did tear with my first. I had a 2nd-degree tear, and I had a tiny tear. They never even told me like a certain degree or anything. With my second, she just said tiny tear, 1 stitch. I was like, okay. So I have torn both times, but I will say, now I've also never not torn, but like the recovery both times was literally like not even a thing. Like I was a little sore, but it was more because I was like swollen down there, and within literally like 2 days both times. Like I remember the home visit with my first, when the nurse came, she was like, oh my god, like I don't know, 48 hours after birth, she was like, everything looks great down there. Like the swelling was gone, like it just healed so fast. I also use this postpartum as well. So in my experience, it hasn't kept me from tearing, but I've literally I've never even had a second thought about tearing, because I'm like, okay, well, it's never really been a thing. Like it doesn't even really hurt afterwards. So I don't know if it's because of this or not, but bringing it with me because I like to use it afterwards. So I don't use like the Dermaplast stuff, which the hospital will provide. It's like a cooling, healing spray. I just use this. I just spray it all down there. Again, super powerful healing essential oils. So that's what I want going on down there to help me heal. Okay, I also have vitamin K drops. This is for baby, not for me actually, but it's just all together. And then this stuff is called After Ease. If you've never heard of it, the brand is Wish Garden. You can get this on Amazon. It is basically like a tincture to use postpartum, like as soon as the baby comes out, essentially, to help with the after birth contractions. So I had none of those with my first. I definitely had them with my second. They basically feel like, you know, you're dealing with contractions. It lasted for about 3 days, and it's just as your uterus is contracting back down. And apparently it gets worse with each baby. So I'm anticipating it's going to be, you know, even more difficult. It wasn't like the end of the world, but they were contractions. Like when they came on, I was like breathing through them. I was like, you know, we need to be quiet. I'm getting a contraction. I had to breathe even after labor, which is kind of crazy. But so apparently they get worse each time. So last time, like I said, I packed my hospital bag in haste. Also really didn't think I was gonna be using it, and I did. This was the one thing that I forgot that I really wanted to have. So the whole first, you know, 24 plus hours after having my daughter, I did not have this. And so I didn't start using it until day 2, closer to day 3. And as I noticed a definite difference as soon as I took this when I got home with just how the contractions were feeling. Whereas in the hospital when I didn't have this, they were worse. So just, you know, that's my testimony. It definitely helped me last time. So I'm bringing it with me this time, and I will start using it right away. You can just, I mean, you could probably squirt it right in your mouth, but I think they say to put it in water. I remember drinking it in water last time. So again, that's After Ease by Wish Garden. Okay, just a couple of breastfeeding things. So I am packing, this is a Nipple Butter. The brand is Tiny Human. I found this on Amazon. It's just simple organic ingredients. It's got coconut oil, sunflower oil, beeswax, olive oil, shea butter, aloe, and calendula. So it's just like I actually haven't opened this yet, but it's a nipple butter essentially, because as soon as that baby starts latching, those nipples start getting sore. You don't have to wipe this off before. I also, I'm gonna make a roller, I just haven't done it yet, and I'll probably alternate or just see what I like better, but I just like doing either coconut oil or, you know, olive oil with copaiba essential oil, just a few drops of that because it's super anti-inflammatory, so that can be really helpful too. I just haven't made that yet. But anyway, so bringing that for the hospital because there's a lot of nursing that's happening right away. You're nursing around the clock as soon as that baby comes out. I also packed a couple of breast pads. Probably will not need these because my milk, I don't start leaking anything until my milk is in, and then, you know, you're really leaking for a little while there, at least I am. But when it's colostrum, I'm not really leaking, and I will probably still fully have colostrum before we go home, but just packing a couple just in case. The hospital also has these as well. You can always request, and they'll give you some. Okay, so that is everything that is packed in my bag, ready to go for when it's time to go to the hospital. But I do also have, I have it on my phone, I have like an about to leave list that I just thought out ahead of time of the last minute stuff that I want to grab. I have toiletries on there. I packed them so you guys could see, but I will be unpacking those until the baby comes because I don't have like travel size of stuff. So I have toiletries on there, phone charger, birth plan, which I still need to actually like type up like a little one sheet and print out to bring. So I need to make sure that that's in my bag. Camera and charger if we want to get like any kind of video footage when we're there. My pillow, headphones, and then also Placenta Cooler. I will get my placenta encapsulated I've done that with my previous 2 births. It's basically where they take your placenta, you hire somebody to do this who's specialized in this process. Take your placenta, they freeze dry it, and then they grind it down into a powder, and then they put it in capsules. And then, you know, a few days after birth, boom, you've got this big giant bottle of encapsulated placenta supplement, essentially. I know some people are freaked out by that. Doesn't freak me out at all, and both of my postpartum experiences have been, on the whole, really great. Outside of a lot of nipple pain, that is always the case. I've always had tongue-tie issues with both girls. But outside of that, like, my milk supply is excellent. My energy levels, outside of, like, you know, waking in the middle of the night is tough. But outside of that, you know, my energy levels are pretty good. And my mood is always very stable. I've never experienced the, like, emotional ups and downs. All of a sudden you're just like crying and you don't know what's going on. Like, so many moms report this just like crazy, it's just, your emotions are all over the place, and that's just like literally never been the case for me. I truly feel like myself, just tired and, you know, obviously recovering, and my nipples are sore. But outside of that, I feel pretty good, and I swear by the placenta, getting it encapsulated. Okay, so I also have stuff packed for the baby. I literally almost forgot to share that. That's baby number 3 for you. So that's everything for me that I'm packing for myself. Matt, of course, will pack a bag, but I'm not worried about him. He can handle himself. And then everything I brought for the baby is very simple. I'm packing diapers and wipes just in case I want them. The hospital has diapers, the hospital has wipes, you know, so you don't necessarily need to bring these, but just in case, I have a few diapers, and these are the Seedlings wipes from Young Living. These are like the only wipes we use. I'm obsessed with these for baby wipes, so I'm packing those. And then I also have a couple of Swaddles as well. So I've got this gray one if we have a boy, and it's so soft. I think this is Aiden and an I, yeah. So soft, just a little swaddle. I will honestly probably use the hospital swaddle most of the time, because they provide those for you. But if we want to get like a cute picture, or we just want these for more so for blankets, then that's kind of why I pack them. And then this one is cute. It has like little pink foxes on it. This is the brand Angel Deer. I love this swaddle because it's so stretchy. So as far as actually swaddling the baby in the hospital, I'll probably use the hospital swaddles. But again, if we want a cute picture, we've got them. And then for blankets, I honestly use these for blankets way more than I ever use these to swaddle babies. But when we go home, have a little blanket, even though it's warm outside, you know, babies always need a little bit more layers than us adults. So I have little blankets for them as we exit the hospital and go home. Speaking of going home, I've got 2 little outfits packed because I don't know what we're having. These are, I bought these on Etsy like last time I had a baby, and they're literally like the softest waffle knit. They're just long sleeve, little shirt, and the cutest little pants. Oh my God, these are so small. So if we have a girl, she can wear that home, and I have just one little onesie packed to put underneath of that for the ride home. And then I also have this tan pair, which is more neutral. But if it's a boy, I will put him in this to go home, again with a little onesie underneath. But that's literally all I've packed for clothes, except for this little long sleeve. It's got buttons in the front, so basically for baby, you can just open this up, super easy for skin to skin. So if for any reason, if it's chilly in there, and you know, I want to just put a little something on them, outside of just their diaper when we're just holding skin to skin, then I will do that. Not like right after they're born, but you know, as we are enjoying our hospital stay. But that's literally outside of, hold on, wait, I do have a bow too. If it's a girl, I grabbed a bow and she can wear it. It's like, this is so soft. I literally have no idea where I got this, but I've had it for a while, but it's just a little bow for, if it's a girl, she can wear that home. But otherwise, that's literally it for the baby. I plan to have them in a diaper and in a swaddle if they're not on me, or my husband, because we pretty much will just hang out skin to skin as much as possible, and then swaddle them up in the hospital swaddle if they're gonna lay in the bassinet for any reason. So that is it. I think it's pretty minimal. Last time I went to the hospital, like I said, I packed a bag so fast and it was like not, I feel like I didn't bring anything I didn't need or didn't want except for the after ease. So this time around, I'm like, yeah, you really just don't need a ton of stuff. So that's everything that I'm bringing for baby number 3. Hopefully they come sooner rather than later, but babies come in their own time, and I will certainly share the birth story as we have this baby and actually have a birth story to share. If you guys have not been following along, my husband and I, for each pregnancy, we have a pregnancy podcast. It's called The Bristows Made a Baby, and we just kind of share weekly or so updates of how things are going. This season in particular, I've also shared a few awesome birth stories and have a couple like interviews, and just to kind of spice it up, because my pregnancies have been the same, which is why I think it's another girl, but who knows? There's literally no way to really know, so we will find out soon enough. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed learning what I'm bringing. Hopefully it will help you, especially if you are a first-time mom. I'm so excited for you. Motherhood is quite a journey, and labor and delivery are kind of crazy and wild, but in the best way possible. I wish you the best birth, sending you all the positive vibes. But thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.